UK's betray a corrupt police officer and the thriller Romeo is Bleeding. That's the movie over on ITV4 now. Here though, with the latest ITV News.
Good evening. Drought-stricken Kenya is tonight just a month away from human catastrophe, with more than 3.5 people facing starvation and food supplies running dangerously low. The stark warning to governments around the world comes from the United Nations Food Agency, which says some key supplies will run out in just 10 days. One of the worst-hit towns is Al Wak on the border with Somalia. From there, our Africa correspondent Neil Connery sends this report.
Feeding time for Al Wak's children becomes more desperate with each passing day. Every precious last piece of food is fought for and eaten as quickly as possible. Time and food are both running out for the victims of the worst drought in living memory. This is the man leading the world's response. The head of the UN's World Food Programme has come here to see the scale of suffering firsthand. James Morris told me the UN only has enough food until next month. So far it's received just 1/8 of the aid it needs. Even with his experience, Morris was shocked by what he found.
You don't have to be very experienced or sophisticated to see how intense and difficult and overwhelming the risk is. This is about as bad as it gets.
11 million people across 6 countries are now at risk of famine. Al Wak is also having to cope with an influx of Somali refugees, putting even more pressure on limited aid. These women and children are some of the latest arrivals from over the border in Somalia. At least around 100 arrive here every single day. They've made this long journey because they have no choice. They're desperate to get their hands on whatever food aid they can. Dead animals litter the landscape around every village. Abdullah Labuka has lost nearly all his cattle. I'm 80 years old and have never seen anything like this. I don't know how we will survive. Tensions at the waterhole are rising as it becomes more scarce. These people have come from far and wide to get what little water is left. How much friction is there here?
There is a lot of friction and a lot of breakdowns common because the amount of livestock sustained by this borehole is so great, and that most of the animals are all coming to the same point. The watering source around here becomes only one. The other one is 20 kilometers far distance.
Growing numbers of severely malnourished children arrive at the hospital every day. Mohammed is battling against hunger and pneumonia. Unless the world responds to these cries for help quickly, a humanitarian disaster across the Horn of Africa seems inevitable. Neil Connery, ITV News, Al Wak, Kenya.
The parents of the murdered schoolboy Joe Healing paid tribute to their son today, saying none of you have enough time to hear how much he meant to us. Joe's body was found in a park on Thursday. A 14-year-old is due in court tomorrow, charged with his murder. Paul Larson reports.
Despite the terrible strain they're under, Joe Healing's parents were determined to pay tribute to their son.
How he connects 11 years, from himself, and I say stories, accomplishments, etc., etc. A few words. Without exaggeration, I could say that Joe was one of those special people. If you ever met him, even spent 5 minutes talking to him, to leave an impression on you, that you'd remember. Usually, yes. He was spoiled. We had him every day.
There were prayers in Joe's hometown of Bury in Greater Manchester this morning, but it was a struggle to ease the symptoms of a community in shock. Joe's body was found dumped in a local park on Thursday.
We used to say how good he was, but like all of the little lads, there's no angel. Somebody just changed the pattern for all of us. Truly is the angel. God bless him. May he rest peacefully now.
As Joe's
3 days after being named the new leader of the Liberal Democrats, Mingus Campbell has set out his plans to modernise the party. The Ming told delegates in Harrogate that he wants to create a fairer society. He then rejected suggestions he's merely a stopgap leader.
For those of you who don't expect me to be here for too long, I've got a rather worrying statistic for you. The last Ming dynasty endured for 276 years.
In sport, England's cricketers have secured a draw with India after a thrilling finale to the first test. The match was drifting towards a stalemate before India's batsmen suddenly decided to mount a run chase late on, but the hosts ended 206 sixes now for 108 runs short of their target. The second test starts in Mohali on Thursday. Jayapal Reddy is in line for a place in British boxing's Hall of Fame after he unified the WBO and IBF super middleweight world titles. The Welsh fighter produced a performance of his life to win a unanimous point decision against the American Jeff Lacey in Manchester. Finally, in less than 2 hours' time, the biggest event of the showbiz calendar gets underway, the Oscars. The gay cowboys movie Brokeback Mountain is leading the field with 8 nominations. British hosts are resting with Keira Knightley, Judi Dench and Rachel Weisz. That's all details of the Oscar winners on tomorrow's Lunchtime News.